Okay, here we are back with a I believe this is week 9 predictions video. The yearly awards are out for the first time, so that's going to be exciting to go over. We're joined by the Browns user this week.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Glad to have him
Excited to
on.
be here.
Yep, absolutely glad to have him on for the first time. Trying to get as many people in as we can to hear as many different opinions and voices as we can in the league. Let's get right into it. We're going to go to the weekly awards. On the NFC side, the Bears dominated. The Bears' backup running back got the call against the Vikings last week. Ran for 252 yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. Also caught 72 more yards and another touchdown. So lots of XP for him there. And on the defensive side, Roquan Smith was a monster with 7 tackles, a sack, and 3 picks.
Yeah, on the AFC side, Austin Eckler for the Chargers had a monster game. AFC Offensive Player of the Week. He had 24 carries, 312 rushing yards with an average of 13 yards a carry, which is crazy. And he had 4 rushing touchdowns. Average of 4 rushes and a touchdown, one reception, 17 yards, which is great. But I still think Kareem Hunt should have got it. He had over 230 yards rushing with 100 yards receiving and 3+ touchdowns last week. So I don't know what Madden was thinking about, but congrats to Austin Eckler. And then on the defensive side of the ball, free safety for the Jets, glad he got it. He had a crazy game with 4 interceptions, 1 touchdown, including 7 tackles.
Yeah,
Just insane.
whatever the Jets have going on there is crazy. He's been using his rookie free safety, Anderson, I think is his name or something like that, all year. And then I have no idea who this Gladney guy is, but here he is with 4 picks and a touchdown.
It's
So,
crazy. Like he builds his teams, man.
yeah, when I saw Kareem Hunt's stats, I really thought he was going to win. I didn't get a chance to look at the Chargers game, but 300 and something rushing yards is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
ridiculous.
let's go over to the league schedule. The 2 games of the week are going to be the Jaguars at the Falcons and the um, the Bears at the Rams. Give me 1 second while I pull up the records for every team. That's usually something on my phone that we can add in. The first game is going to be the Eagles at the Jets. The Jets are 7-0 or 8-0, I believe, and the Eagles are like 4-3. What do you think about this game?
Obviously it's hard to pick against the Jets, but the Eagles are playing a lot better this year than they have the past couple of Maddens. It looked like they're poised for, I guess they're in the mix for their division this year. So they're playing really good ball. I think they won their last game, but it's still hard to bet against the Jets. So I like the Jets. I'll probably say he's been scoring in the 50s. I'm still going to go with like probably 52 to 21 Jets.
Yeah, the Eagles actually had a huge win last week for him. The Redskins are leading the division. They were 6-1, and the Eagles beat them. So definitely, if he's going to make a push for a second straight playoffs, he's going to need to get back here with that win. The Jets are 7-0, and the Eagles are 4-3. The
4-3,
Patriots
yeah.
at the Bills. This was a really big game last time, really high scoring, and the Bills gave the Pats their first loss of the year. So I know he's very hungry to get back and win this game. What do you think about this one?
It's going to be this is going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be another close game, but I think the Patriots are out for revenge against the Bills. That's their only loss on the season, I believe.
Yes.
Bills always come to fight no matter what. But I like the Jets. I'm going to go 27-24. I mean, sorry, not the Jets. I got the Patriots 27-24 over the Bills.
Yeah, I think the Pats are going to win. I also think it's going to be a 3-point game, but I'm going something more like 48-45. These two offenses
Cool,
put up a
high
lot of
scoring.
points. Yeah. Um,
I want low because I think they know each other's offense now. Like I don't think they're gonna. I think they're going to be out to get a little more stops. They kind of know what each other's going to run.
yeah.
So
The
keep it low
Bills,
scoring a little bit.
yeah, the Bills are 4-3 on the season. The Pats are 6-1. So a huge game for Efly if he's going to get back in this division race here. Next, we have the Saints at the Redskins. The Saints are 4-3, have won 3 straight, and the Redskins are 6-2 and just fell last week to the Eagles. Who you got in this game?
I'm not too familiar with the Redskins user. I know he's pretty new. He seems like he's been playing some good ball. Like you said, the Saints won 3 in a row. This is going to be a tough one to pick. I might have the Redskins edging this one out. Probably another 3-point game. I'm gonna go 33-30. Redskins over the Saints.
Yeah, I actually didn't have much hope for the Saints user when he first came in. He started off like 1-3, but then I started looking at his games. He lost twice to the Falcons and once to the Bucks. So he's playing good football. He runs the ball really well. Redskins user, this is his first year leading the division. They haven't won the division since Dean left, actually. So I think he's going to do Dean right here. They're going to get back on track, snap the Saints' win streak, and get to 7-2. Next, we have the
Got you.
49ers at the Ravens. The Ravens are 4-3, tied for their division lead. The 49ers are, let's see here, 2-6, but just had a big win last week over CJ and the Seahawks. He put up 53 points. So both of them are looking to, continue their good play lately. What do you think about this one?
Well, I'm rooting for the 49ers, and I think they'll carry this momentum into the game against the Ravens. The Ravens actually have been running the ball really, really well this year with I believe their running back is Ely or Early. I'm not sure of his name.
From Ole Miss.
Yeah, he's been playing very good this year. But this is a rooting interest. I'm going to go with the 49ers because I need the Ravens to lose this game. So I'm going to go with the 49ers. I'll say 35-28, get a 7-point win.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I'm going to pick the Niners in this one, too. He's not usually an offensive team. He does play really good defense. But he exploded in offense last week, and I took a look at the stats because seeing him put up 53 is not usual. 5 rushing touchdowns between 2 running backs. I think he's going to continue
That's crazy.
that. I know that Baltimore doesn't have the best run defense, so I would expect the 49ers to come away with this one. Another 4 or 5 rushing touchdown game for him. Next, this is probably the I don't want to say the blowout of the week because these two have played close every once in a while, but definitely the farthest in record. The Bucs are 7-0, and the Panthers are the only winless team in the whole league. They're 0-7. He just got absolutely hammered 41-10 by the Lions. I'm not sure exactly what the Bucs did last week. I can't remember. What do you think about this?
Like I said again, just like the Jets, it's going to be hard to bet against the Bucs. They've been like the class of the NFC the last 3 years, outside of a couple teams. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Bucs big in this one. Probably like a 30-point win, like 41-10 by 31.
The Bucs are giving up more rushing yards than they have in the previous years this year, which I don't know how with that team they have. If the Panthers can keep the ball on the ground, maybe they can keep it close for a half. I'm expecting a big blowout here, probably something like 52-3 or 52-7 or something.
Oh, wow.
We got the Colts at the Texans. The Texans are 3-4. The Colts are 4-4. I don't think either one of them's any close to catching the Titans for the division lead, but definitely both of them are in the wild card race. What do you think about this game?
Both of these teams are up and down, it seems like, throughout the year. So it's kind of hard to. I can't get a real good grip on these teams. I think it's gonna be a toss-up game. If I had to pick, I'm gonna go with the Texans. 27-24 over the Colts, but this is a pick'em game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this is going to be a low-scoring game. Very close. Honestly, I don't know who's going to win. But when I don't know who to pick, I go with weapons. And the Texans just have too many weapons for me to pick against them. We have the Cardinals at the Bengals. The Bengals are 1-7, and the Cardinals are 4-3. Definitely, he's having a much better year, the Cards, this year than last year, and the Bengals user is not, just hasn't been able to get it on track. He did get a win a few weeks ago over the 49ers, I believe. I can't remember who it was, but looking to get a second one here. What do you think?
I think I'm going to go with the upset here. I actually played the Bengals last week, and despite what the score said,
I was going to say 56-6.
I mean, he's not a bad user. I think this is the week to get back on track. I'm going with the upset here. I'm going with the Bengals in a low scoring game. I'll probably go 20-17, a 3-point win over the Cardinals.
Now, one thing I will say for the Bengals is that his problem is he can't stop the run. He doesn't do terribly against the pass. The Cardinals have a great running back, 2 of them actually, Kamara and Hill, but he doesn't run the ball that much.
He doesn't run the ball, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know how this is going to go. I'm going to pick the Cardinals to win just because I think he's a tad bit better user. But this game could be 17-10. It could be 35-10. I don't know.
Yeah.
This one, very personal to you. The Steelers at the Browns. Steelers are 4-3. What's the Browns' record again? Remind me.
2-5, I believe.
Yeesh.
2-5. 2-5.
What do you think about this one?
Well, so last game we played, it was a back and forth game the entire time, and it seems like the case with the Browns in the playoffs every year. They can't keep a fourth quarter lead or a tie going into the fourth quarter. I think I was outscored maybe 17 in the fourth quarter. Just a lot of dumb turnover, a lot of penalties, but I definitely know his weaknesses now. I mean, he got a lot of good receivers. I know Juju's playing really well. Um, but I definitely got to get another one in the win column, especially this is the important division game. So I'm definitely going to go up myself. I'm actually out for revenge, so I'm gonna go with a big one. I'm gonna probably go 42 to 24 this game.
I'm not sure on the score. I do think the Browns will win, but I'm not sure if you're aware the Steelers are going to be starting a new quarterback this week. After a trade with the Jets, he's acquired Dylan McCaffrey.
Dylan McCaffrey, that's
Yeah,
right. They
I think
absolutely
79,
did.
80 overall, something like that. He had a 30 touchdown season, but when you play for the Jets, it's not all that difficult. So it's going to be interesting here. He's going to have a new QB throwing the ball. I'm going to stick with the Browns, but I think it'll be a decently close game, at least for 2 or 3 quarters. Um,
Yeah.
the Chargers at the Chiefs. Let me check their records 1 second. The Chiefs are 2-5, and the Chargers are 5-2. So a mirror game here. Chiefs have a lot of weapons. He just hasn't seemed to be able to get it on track. Who you got in this game?
I'm not too familiar with the Chiefs. I don't know if he's a new user or not. I
Yeah,
think
last year
I
was his
haven't really
first
been
year.
haven't been paying close attention to him. I have played the Chargers a few times. Chargers,
I don't know if
good use.
you haven't. This is a different Chargers user this
Oh,
year.
this is a different Chargers user.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
okay.
the previous
I mean, he still
Cardinals
seems like he's
user.
pretty solid. Well,
Yeah,
based off his
he's
record, it seems like he's pretty solid.
yeah he took the Cardinals to the playoffs his first 2 years in the league, and then he had to leave
God.
for personal
Oh,
reasons.
okay. Yeah, so it's gonna be hard to pick against the Chargers. I like the Chargers this one by 14 points, 35-21.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the Chargers here. The Chiefs have to find a way to get these weapons going. We got Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, and he's got a running back, Puka Williams, who has like 99 speed or 98 speed. I mean,
It's crazy.
if I had a running back with that type of speed, I'd run for 4,000 yards. But um, I'm going to stick with the Chargers here. He's much better, especially defensively. Got the Giants at the Cowboys. Giants are having a major down year. He's usually, 10, 11, 12 wins every single season. But at the moment, he's at 3-4, as are the Cowboys. Both of them need this win badly to get back on track in this division.
Yeah, they
What do you think
both
about this
need
one?
to gain some ground on the Redskins. They go back and forth. It seems like I don't know if they split every year or it seems like it's either a close game or they split. I know Saquon Barkley is a monster. He utilizes him a lot. He probably is in the top 2 or 3 in rushing this year. I think I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the ground game in the Giants in a close game. I'm gonna go 24-20. I just like Saquon in that running game.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. The Cowboys have been the Giants' kryptonite the past 3 or 4 years. He swept him last year. And
Oh,
the
he
year before
swept him.
that,
Okay.
yeah, he went 1 for 2. But the Giants still finished like 12-4. He just can't seem to get over the Cowboys. This year, it's going to happen. Despite the 3-4 record, Dwayne makes a lot of mistakes in the passing game. He usually leads the league in picks or up there. If he can keep the ball on the ground, I think he has a great chance to win. But I'm going to stick with Peso and the Giants. Next, we have
Got
the
you.
Dolphins at the Broncos. The Broncos are 1-6. The Dolphins are 3-5, 2-5. But the Dolphins don't have a user right now. We're trying to find a new one. We also ask everybody if you have a friend or something like that that you are trying to get in the league. That's a talented roster, somewhat. The division tends to scare people off with 3 playoff teams in it. Um,
Yeah.
so this will either be a Broncos force win or Broncos against the CPU on the All Pro. Either way, Bunny should take care of business.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I don't know. I heard in the chat that Bunny was tanking this year, so I don't know if he wants to play the CPU and just play for stats or
Uh,
or take the force win. I'm not sure what he's going to do, but I like the Broncos in this one also.
yeah, the XP is the reason I would do it. We got the
Yeah, exactly.
Jaguars at the Falcons for our first game of the week. The Falcons are. This isn't like a normal game of the week type game. 2 really good users, but their records aren't all that spectacular. The Jaguars are 3-4, and the Falcons are 4-3. But this is 2 solid users. What do you think about this?
I'm gonna go with the Falcons in this one. I know I watched the Jaguars play a few times, and they turned the ball over just a little too much for my liking. Um, the Falcons always play solid. Really, not a lot of mistakes. They kind of stick to their game plan. I think turnovers is going to cost the Jaguars in this game. I'm having to have to go with the Falcons. The Falcons 27-21.
This is going to be very, very low scoring game. The Falcons play very good defense. His offense can be here and there. The Jaguars play really good defense, and his offense is. When he beat me in season two, Leonard Fournette ran for 250 something yards. Um,
Wow.
if he runs the ball, he's going to win the game. Fournette and Najee Harris are monsters, but I don't know what it's been all year with him and wanting to throw the ball 2 out of every 3 downs. Um,
Yeah.
if he sticks with the run game, he's going to win. If he continues what he's doing with the passes and throwing, you can't throw 6 picks and win games. I'm going to stick with the Falcons here. Close game. Probably something like 14-10 or 14-13 or something like that.
You're going low.
Yeah, two really good defensive users.
Definitely.
Now we have the coup de grace of the week. The Bears are 7-0 playing at the 5-2 Rams. These teams have met one time before. The Bears won 28-17 2 years ago. The Rams were 15-1 last year, so we know the user can play. I'll let you go first on this one.
This is the classic run versus pass offense. I think it's gonna be hard for the Rams to slow down you guys in the run game, and I think you guys can score. Like, it's not like you guys run the clock down. Like, you guys are an explosive running team, so that's gonna give the Rams a lot of chances to score. But it's hard. It's hard when the team's running the ball really well. It's hard to beat that team because you're more prone to turnovers when you're passing the ball. So I'm gonna have to go with you guys in a high scoring game. I'll go 42-35 Bears.
Um, if I've had numerous conversations with him about his team, and every week he tells me he's trying to get back into the run game more because he has more success when he runs the ball. But every week he comes out and plays his game and throws a bunch, and he throws 3 or 4 picks. Usually wins a pick six, and he thrives off turnovers. He lives and dies off of them. He needs to
Yes.
force turnovers to win games. And the Bears, we just don't turn the ball over that much. Um, like you said, from running the ball. So I think he's going to have a hard time getting short fields and things like that. He's going to have to get a strong running game going out here. I don't know what he's going to do against our defense because it's like the Monstars out there. I think the Bears will win this game, but he's a good user. He's solid. I can't imagine myself
Yeah.
winning by more than 7 to 8 points at most. I'm going to go with something like 27-20, 27-17, something along
Okay.
those lines. I'm really excited for this game. I know the whole league will be watching, um, but I'm going to stick with myself here to advance to 8-0.
Definitely looking forward to that one.
Now we're going to roll on over and look at the weekly awards. I mean, the yearly awards for the first time this year. The NFL MVP, no surprise here, is Dion Whitfield for the Bucks. He's got something like 25 or 30 touchdowns already on the season. Um, Followed by Jeff Gladney, rookie free safety for the Jets. Maybe
That's
that's the free
crazy.
safety I have been watching. I thought he changed his name or something. I thought that was a different named guy, but both of them playing well. Austin Eckler for the Chargers following in third. Um, do have a Browns person in the Kareem Hunt's back there in eighth, despite the 2-5 record, having a fantastic year.
Hopefully we can build on that, but we'll see.
Let's roll on over. The NFC Offensive Player of the Year is Dion Whitfield, rookie wide receiver, followed by Russell Wilson and Saquon Barkley. Defensive Player of the Year, Roquan Smith leads the way for the Bears. He's holding off against 2 Bucks, Nelson Roach and Isaac Taylor Stewart, 2 corners. Um, the Offensive Rookie of the Year, also Dion Whitfield, followed by Isaiah Luckett, the running back for the Eagles, and Deshaun Acosta. I'm not sure what position he plays. He has a 57 overall, so it must be some speedy receiver or something. Um,
Yeah.
that's getting it done there. And the Defensive Rookie of the Year, A.J. Johnson, for the Vikings, followed by Tim Riggins for the Bucks and Jefferson Griffin. That man is a monster for the Rams. Every time I tune in, it seems like that he's getting picks.
I think he had a few against me earlier this year.
Yep. Actually, that was the game. I watched that game. He had 3 picks against you that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Monster there. I'll let you do the AFC.
All right, for AFC Offensive Player of the Year, we got the top choice right now is Austin Eckler from the Chargers. They're 5-2, followed by Bernard Donnelly from the Raiders. I'm not sure who this guy is. He's a 75 overall, but he must be playing really, really well. And then third, we got Kareem Hunt. Obviously, we're only 2-5, but Kareem's 90 overall. He's been playing. He's our glue guy right there, our key guy. So hopefully, we can kind of move up in the Player of the Year standings.
Donnelly has been the Raiders' entire offense. He's getting over 200, 250 yards total offense every week. He's a rookie. I mean, it's not a rookie. He's a running back. He's really, really fast. I think he's like a 96 or 97 speed. He's carrying that team offensively.
I got to pay more attention to this guy because I never heard of him until today. So I'll be playing a closer look at this Donnelly guy. For the Defensive Player of the Year, again, no surprise here. We've seen his name all day long. Jeff Gladney for the 7-0 Jets. Actually, the Jets have 3 guys in the top 3 for Defensive Player of the Year: Chase Winovich and Terrell Lewis. So, actually, the top 4, AJ Terrell. So, he is really, really like insane on defense. They're probably all superstars or X factors. So yeah, but right now Jeff Gladney is in the lead for Defensive Player of the Year. For Offensive Rookie of the Year, we got Bernard Donnelly. We just talked about him. We got Spencer Ackerman. I believe he's the quarterback.
Yes.
For the Bills, having a great year so far. And then we have DeMarcus Telfair, Offensive Rookie of the Year, coming out of Baltimore.
I think he's a wide
For the
receiver.
Defensive Rookie, oh sorry, was you about to say something?
I said I think he's a wide receiver, but I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Defensive Rookie of the Year, we have obviously Jeff Gladney, followed by DeMarco Bogan of the Dolphins, and then we have one of my guys, Braxton Casey, one of our solid safety. So good for him, man. Good for him.
All right, let's quickly roll on over here to the player stats. Go over to the NFL here, and I'll let you take the offensive ones away. Just say the leader and for each major category.
Yeah, all right. So, oh, my bad, it's clicked out of it. Hold on, one sec. We have Russell Wilson leading the league in passing at 2,293 yards, followed by Spencer Ackerman with 2,129 yards, and then Joe Burrow, who was traded from the Jets to the Patriots, division rival. He is second with 2,091 yards, and leading in touchdowns is Justin Fields with it's crazy 36 touchdowns, followed by Tyree Jackson with 31, and then Russell Wilson with 22. On the rushing end, we have Austin Eckler leading the league in rushing with 1,142 yards, which is crazy, 10 touchdowns, followed by Saquon Barkley with 918 yards, 10 touchdowns, and then him and Kareem Hunt are tied for second at 918 yards and 9 touchdowns, both averaging 131 yards a game. I'm going back up to Eckler. He's averaging 163 yards a game. He's putting a lot of work in. And it's crazy. Receiving, we got Deion Whitfield leading the league with 1,153 yards, followed by Jalen McGraw with 970 yards, and then Henry Ruggs, which it seems like it's kind of a down year for Henry Ruggs, at 779 yards. He usually is up there in the top 2 in receiving yards. I'll go to the receptions real fast. And then Deion Whitfield again has 64 receptions, which is insane, followed by Tyreek Hill at 44, and then Odell at 43. But Odell only has 388 receiving yards, which is crazy. My thing is I'm short passing, trying to get in the ball in open space, but them guys been keen on him a lot. I'm not really a downfield passer, so I like to get Odell the ball in space on a lot of the short passes and see if he can take us to the house with that speed and agility.
Look at that receiving touchdown. That's just
crazy. I'll let you take over
Yep,
the
for the
other side.
defense. For blocking, I just want to check in blocking every week just to see who's messing up here. For
Yeah,
like the 11th week in a row or whatever it is now, Daniel Faylele has 13 sacks, leading the league and not protecting his quarterback. Tackles wise, Roland Sherman leads with 60 tackles, followed by Anthony Jennings and Blake Martinez. Sack wise, Chase Winovich has 17 and a half. It's looked like a great trade for the Jets. He's
yeah,
hasn't dropped off much in the passing game at all with Tyree Jackson, and Winovich is a monster defensively. Terrell Lewis is next, so the Jets have the top two, 13, followed by Fletcher Cox, a defensive tackle with 12 and a half sacks. That's good numbers.
crazy.
Interception wise, look at that. That's fucking stupid. 17 interceptions, 7 games into the season for Jets players. I want to put a public service announcement out to the whole league. Stop throwing the ball against New York. Roquan Smith, the linebacker from the Bears, has 8 picks for second, followed by Isaiah Simmons, the safety linebacker hybrid for the Cowboys with 7. The all-important kicker award, only one kicker in the whole league has 100% and has made more than 10 field goals. That's Will Reichard for the Chargers. Now, the last thing we're going to do to wrap this video up, we're going to go through each division, and we're going to give a way too early prediction on who we think might win. Comparatively to other people who've been on, they've said different things. I'm excited to see different opinions on this. First, we have the AFC North. The Ravens and Steelers are 4-3, tied for the lead. Browns are 2-5, and the Bengals are 1-7. Um, I picked the Browns a few weeks ago. If he loses this game, if you lose this game this week, you're gonna have an uphill battle ahead of you to get back, especially talking tiebreakers and things like that. I'm gonna stick with the Browns. I like my prediction. I think you're gonna get the win this week, um, and the Ravens and Steelers both will probably lose this week. Um, so it's gonna be interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with myself again. I'm just gonna bake off the past 3 seasons. I believe I'm like 17-2 in the division, with my only 2 losses coming to the Steelers. I've been having strong end of the years. Well, at least last year I won 5 out of my last 8 games and make it to the playoffs. I'm looking to kind of simulate the same thing, but we need to start with a win this week. So I'm gonna pick myself, but like you said, it's gonna be a really really tough battle if I lose this week. I might be playing for some draft positions if I don't win this week.
The AFC South, the Titans are 6-2. Colts are 4-4. The Texans and Jags both 3-4. This one's no brainer to me. I think Titans will win the division. I think the Jags are going to make a good late season push. May even get a wild card spot, but I'm sticking with the Titans here.
Yeah, like you, I think the Titans are gonna win this division, but like you said, all these teams are in the playoff hunt, and all these teams are pretty good users and can get hot at any time. So you never know, but I like the Titans to win this division.
Yeah, I'm excited for Ephraim and the Colts. He hasn't had a year where he was 500 halfway through the season since the first year. So
Yeah,
it's nice to see him back in the playoff race. The AFC East, otherwise known as the best division in the league, the Jets are 7-0, followed by the Pats 6-1. The Bills are 4-3, and the Dolphins are 2-5. I'm gonna stick with the Jets. I want to root for J Drop in this one. I really do, but I just can't see anyone stopping New York. What about you?
yeah, that defense from New York is insane, and like you said, you gotta play perfect to beat the Jets, and it's hard to play perfect, especially in Madden. I've only seen it happen to him probably once or twice in all the seasons that I've been here. So I'm gonna go with the Jets. But like you got three playoff teams in this division. Like you said, the best division in probably in football right now.
Uh, let's go over to the AFC West. Chargers have won this division every single year through 3 different users now. The talent between these 3 teams is just that's the reason why the Chargers just have so much talent compared to the other 3 teams in the division. I'm really rooting for my boy in the Raiders. I want to see him make a push. He's usually in this league a very, very good user. This Madden 20 has not been doing him right. He played me tough last week. I think I only won by like 17 points, and I probably shouldn't have got 10 of those. So he's a decent user. He's finally found someone he can toe the rock with Donnelly. But I'm gonna stick with the Chargers for this one.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna go with the Chargers with this one. They're on a 3-game winning streak. It's just kind of hard. Like you said, the Raiders, pretty solid user in the past. It's been taking a little hit the last couple of seasons, but I just don't see him catching the Chargers right now. It looks like he's playing a lot better. Maybe next season he'll pull it all together and make a playoff push. But this year I got to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, he's got to develop the passing game more. Every
Yeah.
year, though, it seems like he's just on the cusp of that AFC wildcard spot. It's tough to get whenever you have the Pats basically locked in every year
Yeah,
on one of the slots. But I'm rooting for him. The NFC North,
definitely.
the Bears are 7-0. This division is probably wrapped up now because, like I said, the Vikings is gone for personal issues. He's gonna be gone for probably the next week or two. So that he was 4-2 when he left. He's probably gonna be 4-8 or 4-9 by the time he gets back. A really good user, the Vikes user. But this one's probably over. The Lions also solid user, but just absolutely miserable start to the season. He's on the verge of probably not making the playoffs unless he can get some incredible run going.
Yeah, the lead is too big right now. I don't see anybody catching you guys. Like you said, Lions is a very good user, but just that this poor start is going to bite him, and it might even cost him from making a wild card. So I like the Bears in this division.
The NFC South, another very good division in the league. The Bucks 7-0, Falcons and Saints are 4-3. Although the Falcons hammered the Saints twice, and the Panthers are 0-7. This one also probably wrapped up. I can't imagine the Bucks losing 3 times. It's just not gonna happen. Noop's definitely gonna make a push for a wild card spot for the Falcons, but I'm sticking with the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Bucks on this one. It's hard to pick against the Bucks, but I definitely think one of these two teams, the Falcons or the Saints, will be in the wild card this year. So I like the
Yeah,
Bucks, but I like one of these two teams to make the playoffs out of the NFC South.
we talk about that speed for the Bucks all the time, but defensively, he's
Yeah.
only given up the lowest points in the league, only 10.1 points per game. So he's really good. The NFC East,
So
one of my favorite divisions every year to look at and see the races and stuff like that. Redskins lead the way at 6-2. Eagles are 4-3, just beat the Redskins. Cowboys and Giants both 3-4 face off this week. Loser of the Cowboys and Giants is probably done for the season unless he finishes off 8-0 or something. I'm gonna stick with the Skins here. I think he's gonna barely edge out the Eagles. I think the Eagles have a great chance to make a wild card spot though.
yeah, like I said, I'm not too familiar with the Redskins user, so I want to go all the way in on them, but I'm just not real familiar with them. I'm gonna go with the comeback. I like the Giants to make a run here late in the season. They're only 2 games in the loss column. I can see them kind of pulling it together and making it in a late season run and edging out the Redskins in the division. So I'm gonna go with the Giants here. Close, close. Maybe even end up 1 game difference or tie record with tiebreakers deciding the division. But I'm gonna go with the Giants here in the comeback for NFC East.
I think the Giants will get a wild card spot. He did lose Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones out for the year, but made an immediate trade to get a decent backup from the Bills. Like I said, I'm going to stick with the Skins here. They need to be
Okay.
putting up billboards everywhere in New York telling them to hand the football to Saquon every single down. And finally, the NFC West, the Rams 5-2, Cards 4-3, Seahawks 3-5, and Niners 2-6. I don't know what the hell is going on with CJ and the Seahawks right now. He's made the wild card slot 2 years in a row. Actually won the division 2 years ago. But this year he's not looking good towards making the playoffs. He dropped 3 in a row. He's given up a shit ton of points. He gave up 66 to you earlier this year. He gave up 60 plus to somebody else. 53 last week to the Niners. He plays good offense. Russell Wilson gets good stats, but I don't know what. Is he not playing defense? I don't get it. I'm going to stick with the Rams here, although I think the Cards will give them a good run. And the Cards are my prediction to get the first wild card spot in the NFC.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with the Rams here. It's kind of hard to pick against them. I don't see anybody catching them, or they can also go on a run like you said. They was 15-1 last year. They can easily end up 12-4, 13-3 this year. I don't know who else they got on their schedule, but I'm gonna go with the Rams. This one, And I like the Cardinals and the Falcons in that them two wild card spots.
All right, that's gonna pretty much wrap the video up. It's a longer video than usual, but we did cover a lot of ground, went over a lot of different things. Once again, very happy to have you here, man. And if we have an opening again later in the season because we can't find somebody, we'd love to have you back again. Um,
Oh, definitely, man. Thanks for having me on this week.
yep. All right, and that's gonna be it for the